Hey, Chase real estate investors. We're coming into a very, very good time for investors who are flipping real estate. One of the biggest things, and every year, except for during COVID, we have typically a slowdown right before the holidays, before Christmas and New Year's. We always say like December 15th. We actually kind of stayed where we had activity, showings, and offers coming in, and that's a little unusual. Typically, it's kind of like a hard stop. But one of the best days to have your property go on the market is the first business Monday of the new year, which is January 6th. And why is that? You got to kind of think about it. We're a real estate investor. We put our home on the market on January 6th. A lot of people took their homes off the market. A traditional home seller who living in their house, and they don't want people traipsing through their home during Christmas and New Year's. And what they'll do is they'll take their homes off the market. So our inventory levels, which are already extremely low, now even get lower. And people don't just put their homes right after the holidays. They don't call their realtor up and say, hey, let's list my home back on the market on January 6th. They're like, hey, the holidays are over. Let's wait a couple months and we'll put it back on and during the spring market and that type of stuff. So one of the best times investors can list their property is going to be on that January 6th is the golden day. If there's a golden day of the entire year, is to get your property listed, and really in January and February, to get your homes listed for sale. So, be talking to your GC and looking at what's going on with the renovation. If we're getting close, we want to try to get these properties to the finish line and get them on the market as close to January 6th as possible, because inventory levels are going to be at an all-time low. Buyers are still looking, and if there's really nothing for sale and we have a nice, clean, fixed up, renovated property, we're kind of like the only game in town at that particular point. So that's something that's very, very important for our investors to know, and that'll continue. Now, the only time things do slow down, and this is something you got to remember a little bit, there was one year, and I can't remember, it was 4 or 5 years ago, but it was like that it was January, and we were listing the properties. Every single weekend, we had like a snowstorm on Saturday and Sunday. And it went the first weekend, the second weekend, the third weekend. And it didn't happen on weekdays where showings typically are lower. It was happening during the weekends when things are usually pretty busy. And so those little things do happen, and that can throw things off. And then during COVID, things were busy during everything. So it was a very unique time. But the biggest thing I just wanted to communicate is, January 6th being such an important date. All of January, a majority of February will be good. You'll see at the tail end of February, things will slow down just a little smidge. And then we get into March, and that becomes like the spring market again. What I don't like about the spring market is the spring market, that's where inventory starts to pack. The people that took their homes off the market in December for the holidays, they start to relist their properties in the spring market. And so you always hear on the news, oh, the spring market is so active. There's lots of activity, lots of sales happening. Well, it's because there's more inventory that's on the market. And as a result, you're seeing a lot of sales because of that increase in inventory. The opportune times is to get your home on the market when nobody else wants their home on the market and the inventory levels are low. Again, this pertains to the Chicagoland area, not the entire United States. I know it is different in other parts of the country, but for us, that's a very, very busy time, and let's take advantage of it. And as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. And as always, check out our website, chaseforeclosure.com. Thanks.